Hello friends, my name's Adrian, and in today's video I wanted to talk about the time that I'm productive in. And when I mean the time, I mean the time of day, or maybe even just the time during the week, because I know that different people are productive at different times, and I've worked in a number of situations. I've worked in companies where I've been sitting at an office, and I've also worked remotely where I work from home or even just out and about. And I found that the productive time of day, it really varies depending where you are and what you do. But in development and design, we can work at any time from any place. So what is the best time? What is the most productive time to be able to work? Now for me, it's actually set by myself. Working remotely means that I can sort of choose what time I do different tasks at. And something that I've noticed is that when I'm working in development, then at the start of every day is when I get all the little problems and emails and all the things that need to be sorted out during that day. And for me, this is the best time to be able to do all those things that you would normally be interrupted for, those ASAP queries or those little hotfixes that you need to apply. Even replying to emails is the best done in one batch in the morning. Now this, for me, is the most unproductive time of day because I'm trying to juggle like 20 different things at the same time. I'm not really able to focus in on one. So I try to limit myself to being able to do the smallest little tasks during this period. Now, once it's done, once I've gotten through most of the pile there, I usually have time for lunch. I go straight out to have some food because I'm already pretty exhausted getting through all of those mundane queries. And after having lunch and having some more energy is the period where I turn everything off. This means I turn off my emails, my notifications, and everything that could interrupt me because this is the time I want to be productive. Now for me, the most productive time during the day is actually just after lunch. And this is because I set this time period for myself as the most productive time. I want to be able to get lots of work done without interruptions because this is how I can perform a lot better. When I'm interrupted, I find that I can't focus in on a single task. But if I've got a nice stretch of time to be able to focus in on that, I can get a lot more done. So what I do is after lunch, around 12 o'clock to around 4 o'clock, I turn everything off, and these 4 hours are to complete one big task. Whether this is to build out a website, or whether it's to do a design, or whether it's just a big feature that I have to build out that really requires me to be able to focus. I block out those 4 hours and I worked uninterrupted during that time. It lets me get into that zone of development. You know, that zone where everything's filtered out and you almost lose track of time. When you're in that zone, you can work so efficiently that you might complete twice as much work as you would in the same period of time with interruptions. And this is what I do every day, and it lets me perform very well. Now, I know that when I used to work in an office, this isn't very easily achieved because you can't just go and ask for no interruptions and to work for that period of time because you're surrounded by people. And during this period, you'll find that if you're in an office, you might still get phone calls, you might still need to respond to queries. But as when I was working in an office, I tried to book that time out. I tried to organize a meeting room or something in particular where people knew that this is my productive period. The goal here is to be able to let people know that you have a period where you'll be available, and this is usually in the mornings, and you'll have a period where you're being more productive on actual work, and this is in the afternoons for me. Now, the productivity for me also increases a little bit towards the end of the night, and this is usually around 7 or 8 p.m. when everyone's gone to sleep and the whole household is quiet. I've got no phone calls from work, I've got no emails at that time period, and I find between around 7 or 8 o'clock until midnight is another 4-hour stretch where I get a lot done. Now, unfortunately, that's not always a good choice to do because by staying up late every day, you don't get enough sleep. You also need some time for yourself to relax. But I'm a bit of a workaholic and I try to do a lot, so this is why I usually spend that time working. Anyway, these are my thoughts on being productive and what periods of time I personally take to do certain bits of work, whereas other stretches I prefer just to focus in on a single task. What do you guys do? How do you guys stay productive? I'd love to know. Anyway, my name is Adrian and I do videos around design and development. So if you guys haven't already, hit like and subscribe and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you.